Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo. I am an incubation engineer for MLOps here at GitLab, and today I'm very excited to present to you a demo, the first demo of the GitLab Model Registry that we've been working on for quite a while. This is an evolution of the model experiments that we released about 6 months ago already, 4 months ago. And yeah, let's get to it. So first of all, what is a model registry? The model registry is the component of MLOps, of managing machine learning model lifecycle, that is responsible for packaging it. Not only packaging it, but giving it a place. It's like the home of the model. Like you create a model and you upload to the model registry. It's where you track the artifacts for that model, you track the metadata, where users, consumers of the model will go to understand more about the model, read the description, the README. And within GitLab, it is not only within GitLab, within MLOps, it is a central place for managing machine learning models. So it's what connects creating a machine learning model to deploying the machine learning model. And within this idea of, okay, let's give GitLab users a way of managing their machine learning models, we want to provide them also with user management out of the box. So a model registry is attached to the project that you are working on, so you can control which users have access to which models. We want to provide the data scientists with minimal setup, meaning no creating a new server for a new tooling and something completely new, but also minimal code changes. If you have something working, we want to avoid the data scientists having to change their code just so that they can use GitLab. Also, a follow-up on the previous one, no need to maintain another installation in your workflow or in your infrastructure. But beyond that, we don't want model registry to be just like this vertical feature. We want the model registry to be deeply integrated into GitLab itself, like with merge requests, with pipelines, with CI/CD, with issues and everything else. You want model registry to be part of this whole ecosystem. So before I talk about the roadmap, I want to show you what it is looking like. So I have a quick demo of what we have implemented so far. Let's give it a run. So this is a project that I just created at GitLab, and you can navigate to the model registry. We don't have yet a menu for this, but we are adding one. So I can navigate to the model registry. I see that I don't have any model added into this model registry, and I forgot to change. Here we go. So as I said, here's a project that I just created within GitLab, and we can navigate to the model registry, and we're gonna see that there's no models yet. Of course, I haven't created. This is a brand new model project. So what I can do, let's create some models. Currently, the way you can create models, it's very much the strategy that we adopted with model experiments. Is going to be MLflow client. GitLab behaves as a backend to the MLflow client. So let's see how this works. Here I have a simple script. I'm going to import all my libraries over here, and then I set up GitLab. I set up MLflow with GitLab. The only thing you need to do for this setup is to provide your GitLab token, and point MLflow to the correct place, like to this API endpoint over here. And then everything is managed by GitLab. So I'm going to create here a local model. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a model. Of course, we need a model to add the versions, right? So I can create a model. Let's create using MLflow, and I can go here to the model registry, and now I see that there is an awesome GitLab model that they just created. I'm going to click on it, and there isn't going to be anything because it didn't create a version. So let's create a version for this model. And I created a version, and the first thing you're going to see is that, oh look, I already have a version. It's 1.0.0. When you create with on MLflow, this would be the version 1. We are doing a little bit here different on GitLab. Models need to be versioned. That way it makes it easier for the consumers when you're deploying machine learning models to see what's changed. If I can do auto deploy of a new machine learning model, it becomes a lot easier when we are using semantic versioning. So we created here a version for you of version 1.0.0, and well, there's no description, there's nothing. We just created the version. There's nothing to be done over here, right? So, but what we give you is when you create a model version, we also prepare a run or a candidate for this, what we call a candidate for this this version that we created. So I can navigate to the version itself. As I mentioned, there's nothing here, but I have this number over here. And this number is also provided with the API itself. So if you come over here and you say run ID on the model version, it's going to give that same ID. So with this ID, I can create a run and start logging the information about the model itself. So if I do, let's just first log the params. I'm gonna comment out this line over here. Let's log the params and see what happens. So I create a run, and the ID of the run is that ID that was provided by the model version. So let's do this. It doesn't show anything over here, but over here, if I refresh, now I have here the information about this, but the parameters that were used for this model. But I can do more than that. What if I want to record the model itself, the files? Yeah, you can do this with GitLab. It's going to be stored. Let's upload using sklearn.log model. It's going to upload all of these files, and if I refresh over here, I'm going to see all of the files that were uploaded by MLflow. Notice that I didn't have to install anything. I just pointed MLflow client to the GitLab backend, to GitLab, and GitLab itself manages all of this for you. So you can store your files over here, you can log the parameters, log metadata, you can already connect CI build. So if this model version was created through a CI build, you could already link that CI, that all of the jobs, logs, and everything directly on the model registry. You can see everything on this page. Model performance, you can already see also the metrics, similar to what you have with model experiments. So this is all pretty exciting, but very, very limited yet, right? So yeah, that was just a quick demo, and I want to continue over here. Let's go back to the presentation. And okay, given this demo, what is the roadmap that you can expect from the model registry? That is looking pretty sweet already, but where do we want to get? So our first goal is to release an experimental version of model registry. Experimental means we want to give users a way to experiment with it. Even before we have a full-fledged built product, we want to give users this, put this out for them so that you can use it and give us as much feedback as you want. The ideas, improvements, bugs, anything. So on this experimental version, it's limited to one way of creating things, one way of seeing things. So one way of creating things meaning you can create your models and your model versions using the MLflow client, and you can see the data in GitLab. This is the experimental version. We plan on releasing this on version 16.8, which is January. Yes, next month. We are ready. I'll show you very quickly, but we are on the path to release this on 16.8. And then once we release the 16.8, the experimental version, we're gonna work on beta features, on consolidating this experimental set of features and baking in a beta version. So things we plan on adding for the beta. storing artifacts in your preferred cloud provider. So right now you can store, everything needs to be stored in GitLab servers, but we want to provide, since machine learning models are quite large, and you might have optimizations for that, we want to allow users to store these packages somewhere else. Models labeling, so allowing labels on models so you can control what's in production, what is not. What else? Promote candidates to model versions. So the way I showed the demo, you first create a model version, and then you have a candidate that you're gonna use for recording your metrics or parameters. Often the workflow is different. You first create a bunch of candidate models, and you're gonna pick one of them to become the model version. And we want to provide a good path for you to be able to do this at GitLab. Create a bunch of candidates, promote one of them to a model version. And also, well, manage models and model versions directly using the GitLab. So while we want to keep the MLflow client, you should be able to also manage all of this into the GitLab UI. And when I tell you we are pretty close to the experimental release of this, I mean it. So if you go to the epic, you're going to see everything that we aim to implement for 16.8, and either most is either already implemented or already getting merged or on the path to get merged. So everything is pretty much completed. We're going to start working on documentation. I've been having a lot of help on this from Darby Frey, which is another incubation here at GitLab. He's been working a lot on this, and I'm very grateful for his work on this project. And yeah, just a reminder that Model Experiments is already available for 4 months. And Model Registry, if you have feedback, ideas, you can go to the epic, which is the epic 9423. And over there, you can give as much feedback as you want. You can look at what we'll be building, our approach, and the expected task we're going to accomplish very soon. That was it. Thank you all for the attention and have a great time. Bye.